ROLcooks turns 1 year old. That's right, a year already, and what a fun ride it's been. Thank you so much for your love and support. Mwah! Now, it wouldn't be a birthday party without a cake, so we're making one, but not any cake. It's my friend and Rose's biggest fan, Vyara's favorite biscuit cake. Now, me being me, I'm gonna do a few things my way, and I'm gonna tweak a couple of things. I'm sure Vyara won't mind. But as we go, I'm gonna let you know what I'm changing and what the original recipe is. Alright? Let's roll! This time, we're gonna start sort of backwards. That's the topping, which is a beautiful fresh strawberry glaze. All in all, I used about 1.5 pounds or 600-700 grams of fresh strawberries. Pick out the nicest looking ones and put them aside. You'll see why. The rest, minus the stems, go into the blender. What we're aiming for is just a smooth strawberry puree. Once we've achieved that, it's time to move to the stove, where we're gonna start making a simple syrup. That's equal parts sugar and water. I'm also gonna give a lemon a good wash to get rid of any wax and take the peel off. There's natural pectin in the skin of the lemon, and that's gonna slightly thicken the glaze. In go the lemon peels, along with the juice of the lemon. The lemon part is my idea, so you can skip that if you want to stick to the original. Once the syrup comes up to a boil, we can add our strawberry smoothie. I think it took me around half an hour to reduce this to a thickness that's somewhere between jam and a loose sauce. You can easily check what the final result would be. Just coat the back of a spoon, let it cool down, and run your finger across it. I'm also gonna strain the glaze. This is gonna give it a really nice smooth finish. Just grab a spatula and push it through the sieve. And remember to take the peel out, that helps. Keep going until you can only see the seeds and the pulpy bits, and you're left with this beautiful clear strawberry glaze. The original recipe calls for either warm milk or fruit syrup to dip the biscuits in. I thought, why not both? So I combine a couple of tablespoons of the strawberry glaze with a pinch of sugar and a splash of cold milk. Just make sure they're not warm, otherwise you're gonna make strawberry cheese. How do I know? For the cream filling, we're gonna combine 500 grams of mascarpone and half that amount of sour cream or creme fraiche. We're also gonna add 150 grams of white sugar. I also threw in some vanilla seeds. It's not in the recipe, but it's just begging for it. Grab yourself a spatula and mix everything together. Then we're gonna switch to a mixer and make sure that filling is nice and smooth. The original recipe calls for a chocolate spread layer, something like Nutella, but I like white chocolate, and since I can't find any white chocolate spread, I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna combine 300 grams of white chocolate chips and 100 ml of hot cream. That's your standard ganache proportions. All you do is pour the hot cream into the chocolate chips and mix. The heat from the cream should be enough to melt everything, but if it's not, just put the bowl on a gentle steam bath. And I'm gonna line the bottom with parchment paper. Here's how you can cut a round piece. Grab a sheet of paper, fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. And then 2 more times, with the corner being at the tip, if that makes sense. Then cut the excess off and unfold. There you go, you've got a round piece of parchment paper. The recipe calls for tea biscuits, but I'm gonna use digestives. I think they're a little bit more interesting. Just dip the biscuits in the strawberry milk and arrange them on the bottom. My OCD dictates that I fill in the blanks with crushed biscuits, and then I'm gonna spoon some of that strawberry milk on top of the crumbs. We're gonna follow up with a layer of our cream filling. Now, an offset spatula works really good in this case, and it's even easier if you just hold the spatula and you rotate the springform. We're gonna top that with another layer of our biscuits. And then it's time for the chocolate. Now, in hindsight, that was a little bit too much. But hey, when has too much chocolate ever been a problem? Then I'm gonna do another layer of the biscuits and another layer of the cream filling. And I already know what you're thinking. There's no room for the strawberries! Yeah, that's because I'm gonna put the cake to set in the fridge first, and then I'm gonna pour the strawberry glaze on top right before I serve it. So yeah, in the fridge it goes for at least a couple hours, or ideally overnight. It's the next day and our cake is nice and set, I hope. It's time to take the film off and see if it wants to come out. And it does! Remember those strawberries that we put aside? We're gonna slice those and we're gonna throw them in the strawberry glaze, which, by the way, has also spent the night in the fridge. we're gonna end up with a really nice contrast, both in texture and in flavor, between the fresh strawberries and the jammy glaze. There's only one thing left before we dig in. Okay, enough of that, just give me the cake. If I can give you one tip is, before you slice the cake, leave it out at room temperature for about half an hour. The chocolate layer is gonna be a little easier to slice. Other than that, this is absolute madness. And yes, it is rich, it's very rich. But it's also very good, and you don't make that every day. So enjoy it, guilt-free. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll need some privacy with this slice of cake. Roll out!